A busy week out of the US. The week ahead mostly will be about the European countries. Inflation in the Eurozone, UK and Canada with GDP and trade data from China will be the main market drivers, while in the US still everything is about inflation. At the same time, we must follow the earnings reports and geopolitical news such as Russia and Ukraine war and ongoing revolution in Iran, which can completely change the political equation of the region and affect the energy markets all across the globe. Let's review the most important news and events in the week ahead with me, Ahura, and FC Markets. Number 1. China GDP. Officials and policymakers in China actively follow the COVID-0 policy, and with continuing challenges in the real estate sector, created uneven economic growth. However, after the weakness seen in the manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors, retail sales and industrial activities in the second quarter, which ended with a 2.6% slump in the GDP, given some improvement in the monthly indicators, a rebound in the quarter 3 is anticipated. The consensus forecast for the quarter 3 GDP is to rise by 3.5%. The annual GDP rate in quarter 3 also should be raised by 3.4%. This data is supposed to help yuan to regain some of its recent losses. Number 2. German economic sentiment. As the largest economy of the Eurozone, economic sentiment in Germany is always important for Euro and other EU members. Energy crisis and costs in Europe can affect the October ZEW economic sentiment to decline deeper to -66 from -61.9 in September. With overall pessimism over the Europe that dominated all economic sentiment and outlooks, it seems unlikely that Germany and indeed the Eurozone as a whole can escape the recession. Therefore, pressure on Europe and European currency and stock markets can continue further. Number 3. UK CPI. After reaching 9.9% in August, price gains have been led particularly by energy prices, which rose 52% in August. Data shows that inflation pressure are evident elsewhere too, as service price rose 5.9%, and August core inflation, which excluding energy, food, alcohol, and tobacco, rose by 6.3%. For September, the consensus forecast is that the price pressure can continue by 10% annually. Even though the monthly figure is expected to slow down to 0.4% in September from 0.5% seen in August, still title the risk towards a larger rate hike in November BOE meeting. With these data, pressures on the stock markets and the pound can continue further. Number 4. Canada CPI. Canadian inflation data are expected to show a fourth-month declaration of inflation. CPI is expected to fall to 6.6% in September from 7% seen in August. However, the trend mean CPI is expected to remain steady at 5.2%. These expected data can slow the pace of BOC rate raise but would not be enough to discourage the central bank from further tightening. Overall data can support the Canadian dollar against its crosses. Finally, number 5, earnings of the week. Bank of America and Charles Schwab will report on Monday before the market opens. Jason & Jason, Netflix and Goldman Sachs are due to publish their earnings reports on Tuesday. Tesla and IBM will report on Wednesday. On Thursday, L'Oreal, Philip Morris, Union Pacific, and AT&T will report their earnings, and finally, on Friday, Eurozone and American Express will be the most known companies that must publish their third quarter earnings reports. Thanks for watching this video, and hope it's going to be an amazing week for all of you.